So today is a very nerve-wracking day for me and Matthew, but also an exciting day for Ainsley. Today is the day that we go for her pre-surgery consultation. Ainsley has needed surgery for a really long time, and I will let her explain why. Come here. All right. So, can you tell everybody what today is?
It's my pre-surgery today.
For what?
For my tonsils and adenoids.
Okay, so why did we decide to get you checked?
Because my tonsils are touching each other.
And what else?
And I can't breathe.
Right. Are you excited? Are you nervous? Every single one of the girls have had to have tonsil surgery. Bayla had her tonsils taken out at probably 2 years old, I think, something like that. And then Brinley has had to have her tonsils taken out, her adenoids taken out, and then she also had to have the cartilage in her nose trimmed down. And with her, the cartilage in her nose was so swelled together that it was completely blocking airflow in her nose to where she couldn't breathe at all whenever she slept, or actually just sitting up, eating, anything, activity. She was not getting any airflow through her nose. And with her, we found one of the best doctors in the U.S., I feel. And he did an incredible job with her. And that is who will be doing Ainsley's surgery. What concerned us for Ainsley is she constantly would catch strep throat. We were in and out of the doctors because she was getting strep throat. And her pediatrician told us that if she continued to get strep throat because of her tonsils and how swelled they were, she was going to need surgery. And this was months ago. And she kept getting strep throat just back to back. And she had just gotten over a strand of strep throat, and she was complaining of her throat hurting again. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I took a look at her throat, and I could very visibly see that her tonsils were completely swelled and completely shut. And from then on, it started to concern me. They were very swelled, and they were very nasty looking. And I would go in at night to watch her sleep, and sometimes she would quit breathing, and her breathing, she wasn't breathing through her nose, but she couldn't lay completely flat and comfortable like you normally are supposed to. She would be laying almost in a upright sitting position with her pillows up. And I mean, that's not a comfortable position to continually be in. And while she was breathing, it was not a smooth breathe. It was more of like a, which is not good at all. And that's whenever I told Matthew, hey, this is serious. We need to get her in to see our regular doctor, our regular ENT doctor. So I called about it last year, several months ago, back in 2022, and he's that booked up that you have to call in advance. And we have been waiting months just for today's appointment, which is her pre-surgery consultation appointment. And what they will do is they will look and basically confirm what I've already told them and what her pediatrician has confirmed. You have to go for a pre-surgery consultation, and they will look, confirm, and hopefully book her surgery from there. So we are getting ready to do that today, and hopefully we get a date for her surgery. And she is excited for that because she will finally be able to breathe while sleeping and be able to sit. She will be able to lay comfortably and sleep comfortably finally. So we are excited for that, and that's what we are going to do.
You should read that. I don't do anything wrong.
No, you don't. You don't do anything wrong.
You already taught me how to do stuff right.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hey there.
Is this Ainsley?
It is. Okay, so it has been a couple of hours, and she definitely needs surgery. But first, we're going to go in and get a little Chick-fil-A dinner. And I'm going to wait a couple of days or so, probably tomorrow, to sit down and talk to you guys and tell you what exactly she needs. Ready to go get some Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
It has been quite a few days since the last clip on this video about Ainsley's surgery. So, to backstory, all of my kids have had issues with their tonsils and their adenoids. And whenever Bela was 2 years old, which is my oldest, she would quit breathing whenever she was sleeping, and her tonsils were completely just touching. And she had to have surgery to have those removed, along with her adenoids. Then Brinley, which is my second oldest, she was probably about 7 or 8 years old, and she had to have her tonsils removed, her adenoids removed, and then she had to have her the cartilage in her nose shaved down. And I mentioned this in a previous video. I'm just trying to lay a foundation. And then Ainsley. I was told by Ainsley's pediatrician that she would need to have surgery soon if she didn't stop getting infections and strep throat, which she hasn't. She is constantly congested. She's constantly sick and just here. And she cannot breathe at all whenever she is sleeping. And I mentioned that also in a previous video. So we made an appointment for her and we went to, I feel, who is one of the best ENT doctors in the state of Arkansas. I trust him 100%. And we got in there and they looked at her throat, and her tonsils were really, really bad. And they said that they could also even tell just by in the way that she talks and the way that her voice sounds, which I know that she sounds a little shaky and almost like watery, or or something like that. And they said that has to do with how big her tonsils are. I didn't know that. So they said that normally they don't do tonsillectomy, unless the child has had like 7 infections in a year. And unfortunately, Ainsley has only had 5 infections in the past year. But because her tonsils are so bad and so swelled, she's not sleeping at night, she's sleepwalking, she's up through the night, she tosses and turns, and instead in return, she sleeps during the day every chance that she gets, on the way to school, on the way home from school. She falls asleep at the table whenever she's doing her homework. If she's sitting on the couch after her homework, she falls asleep. Or if she's playing on her bed with toys, she falls asleep. And just FYI, that is not good for a child. If they are that tired, there is something wrong, and there is something that is causing that, and you need to get it checked out. And it may not be because they need a tonsillectomy. It could be just because they're low on vitamins, they're low on iron, which I'm not a doctor. I'm just from my experience of having kids. After he looked at her, they decided to go ahead and let her have the surgery, which he looked at her throat, and then he also said that she was pretty blocked up here as well with the cartilage. I don't know the correct pronunciation. Turpentides, something. I'll try to type it on the screen here of what it is, but I don't know how to pronounce it. That's what Brinley had done. They said that Ainsley's was pretty swelled, so they may have to correct that. I don't know. But because of how difficult all of this is and how much she is losing on sleep, they did what's called a fast track surgery. So her doctor that she is using here in Arkansas is one of the best. He's probably one of the best in the whole U.S. But I feel he's best in here where we are. So to get booked with him, it takes some time, and you're normally booked out 3 or 4 months, and I was worried about that. And like I said in the previous clip, we've already had to wait for her appointment she just had. We had to wait like a month and a half. No, that was like 3 months, because I made that appointment back in the middle of 2022, and then we just now had that appointment. So yeah, it's been a few months. And then normally your surgery, you're waiting several months even after that. So they did what's called a fast track. So they kind of pushed her to the head of the line because of how severe hers is. And I just got the call today, and so Ainsley's surgery will be on May 10th. So I know that she's going to be so excited when she comes home from school today. And believe it or not, I don't think I have ever seen a child so excited for a surgery. But honestly, It's because she knows that she's fixing to be able to breathe better. She's fixing to be able to get a full night's sleep. She's going to be able to eat better. And she knows that she's just going to feel better all around. Tonsillectomies are not something that I have always resorted to first. Like, she's 7. So the only time that I have ever done it early in age was with Bayla. Bayla already had previous health issues. And for her first year of life, she was in the hospital quite often. And then 2 years old rolls around and she quits breathing while she's sleeping. So therefore, I went ahead and took action on a tonsillectomy at 2 years of age. Whenever your child is losing sleep and something is blocking them from breathing, that also blocks oxygen to the brain, other organs, and I feel that that's what's happening with her. Is she is losing a lack of oxygen to a lot of her body, her brain, her organs, all of that. And I feel that it's affecting her altogether. So, yes, Ainsley needs surgery. So I'm scared. I'm nervous, as always. I always am. Ainsley is thrilled to death, and she's going to be thrilled whenever she gets home from school today, and I tell her. But I wanted to hop on here and let you guys know. I will take you along for that surgery. I know that there are a lot of parents out there that might be scared about a tonsillectomy or have never done it, or maybe you've been through several like me. And their pediatrician told me that Kinley, which is the baby, would more than likely have to have it as well, because hers were a little swelled and she has had strep a few times as well. But she's breathing okay right now, and it's not a huge concern like Ainsley's is, so I'm not too worried about it right now. So that's that for this video. I promised that I would take you guys along for my motherhood journeys, and that is what I'm doing. I hope that this helps another mama out there. I'm gonna try to take you guys along for the surgery and ease your mind if you're a parent that's just, maybe you're a new parent. There's nothing to worry about. If you say a prayer over your kids, take it one step at a time, and just get a doctor that you trust. I've been through 2 already, so I kind of already know what to expect. And I'll be doing a video on like what you need to buy, what you need to prepare for before the actual surgery, just to kind of help other parents out there that have been through this before, or have not been through this before. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I truly appreciate it. Be sure to give the video a like. And if you're new here, my name is Ailena. Make sure that you're subscribed for all future videos. I'll see you in the next one.